Hello, what's up mga boss? This is Boss Rod and welcome to Boss Rod Life and Tech Podcast. And for today's episode, pag-uusapan natin kung bakit ba gusto mo maging software developer or software engineer. Now, nag-ready na ako ng mga question para hindi pa talon-talon yung natin, yung discussion natin about this episode. So the first question is, why software development? Bakit ba na-attract dito yung mga college students or also yung mga career shifters, no? Bakit ba sila na-attract dito sa IT industry, no? Syempre, I think one of the reason why na-attract sila is yung demand ng jobs. Someone says na oversaturated na yung IT industry, which I think for me, it's not saturated. It's just that marami lang talagang nagsisimula. Kaya parang ang hirap makakuha ng first job. Pero, one thing I can assure you guys, na sobrang kulang pa yung mga competent na software developer. Ayun lang siguro yung magiging cons, no? Ang cons niya is, medyo mataas na yung competition when it comes to picking kung sino yung mga junior level or entry level na gustong kunin ng mga company. Kasi nga, since marami kayong mga beginner, marami kayong mga nag-i-start pa lang, syempre ang pinakapipiliin nila dyan, yung may alam na talaga or mayroong technical skills and communication skills, no? Hindi na sapat yung mga dati na basta gumraduate ka lang, basta may certificate, basta nakapag-bootcamp ka, ganito, ganyan. Hindi na sapat yon. Iba na yung labanan today. And then, I think the next one is yung salary. And it's true. I mean, for me, in my opinion, it's true na medyo mataas talaga yung salary ng mga software developer or software engineer compare with the other professions, no? Merong mas matataas din, for sure. Pero if compare mo siya sa karamihang mga jobs na meron out there, no, medyo mas mataas talaga yung sahod niya kung i-compare natin sila sa iba. So I think ayun yung parang pinaka nagiging hook. That's why maraming mga career shifter or yung mga new students na gustong tahakin yung IT industry. It's just that medyo mapipil nyo lang yung kinda saturated kasi nga, like what I said, medyo competitive na yung pag-filter out ng mga candidates right now. That's why I always advise you guys na start enhancing kung ano yung meron kayo, no? Even though you're still finding a job, still enhance while finding a job. No, huwag kayong huminto na alam ko na tong basic, hindi na ako mag-aaral kasi entry junior level pa lang naman yung tina-target ko and so on. But the good mindset is make sure na you at least every day, no, tinatry nyong i-enhance kung ano yung current na meron kayo. Okay? Now, let's go with the number 2 question. Number 2 is required skills and knowledge. So, ano nga ba yung mga required na skills na kailangan natin malaman if gusto natin maging isang software developer or software engineer? So, lagi ko itong sinasabi or actually marami na rin mga tech influencer or mga podcast na nagsasabi nito. And it's gonna be the same thing, mga boss, no? There's always two things or two skills na very important na kailangan nyo talagang ihasain sa sarili nyo. So, first is technical. So, required yun. And second is soft skills. Yung soft skills is more on communication, team player, collaboration, coordination, and so on, no? It's more on how you will socialize, no? How will you communicate with the other people, with the other team, if gusto mo talaga maging isang software developer, no? Kasi hindi sapat yung meron ka lang technical skills. Pangit naman kung coder ka lang, no? It would better kung coder ka, also, nakakapag-suggest ka ng mga gusto mong i-solve. Kasi, imagine niyo guys, no? Magaling ka lang mag-code. And then you have some solutions in your head, in your mind, no? Pero when it comes to work with your teammates, hindi mo siya nasisi kasi nga hindi ka nakikipag-communicate madalas, hindi ka masyado collaborate with them. So how can you express kung ano yung mga good ideas na meron ka if hindi mo siya ipapractice? And also, the most important thing is, yan yung required sa first step. Kasi hindi ka makapag-land ng job nang hindi mo kayang i-express kung ano yung capability mo sa magiging future team mo sa interview pala, no? So ayun yung mga ina-assess, okay? Number 3 is learning pathways. So ano-ano nga ba yung mga learning pathways ng pagiging software developer? Learning pathways, there's 3, no? So first, meron niyang school, no? Syempre, very common, no? Sa school. And then second is yung bootcamp. And then yung third, ayun naman yung tinatawag na self-taught. No? So tatlo yung learning pathways na pwede nyong gawin. So, pwede nyo siyang i-combine. Pwede nyo rin siyang gawin na paisa-isa lang. So, it's really up to you. Sa college, no, na school, no? So, sa school, sa college, hindi masyado tinuturo yung mga programming talaga. More on basic lang talaga, introduction. So, it would be better if sasamahan nyo siya ng self-taught, no? Kailangan nyo mag-research on your own. And then, the same thing with the bootcamp. Bootcamp, medyo technical na yung tuturo sa inyo, no? Pero for me, in my opinion, you still need to at least do self-taught, no? Kailangan nyo siyang i-combine, no? It's better if you do more things on learning programming other than just have one strategy to do or to learn programming kasi medyo mas maging mabagal yung progress nyo pagka ganon. And then, syempre, there are some resources na kailangan nyo din malaman like YouTube, documentation. So, yun yung mga part na mga pwede nyong gamitin for learning, and also yung mga AI LLMs ngayon, no? Like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and so on. So there's a lot of resources that you can use right now, kaya very very lucky kayo guys na you have these tools na pwedeng makapag-boost ng learning nyo about programming. Alright, so number 4, why building portfolio is important. Ito yung sinasabi ko, no? Building portfolio is it's a must, mga boss, no? So, especially sa mga software engineer or software developer, why? Kasi doon yung mapapakita or doon yung showcase ano na ba yung mga na-try nyo before? No? Ano na ba yung mga na-build nyo before? Especially kung entry level kayo or junior level kayo, no? Ano na ba yung mga na-try nyo i-build? Ano na yung mga na-experience nyo and so on? And paano nyo masasabi na marunong talaga kayo mag-React, mag-Angular, and Vue kung wala naman kayong i-showcase na something, no? So, for me, no, yung portfolio naman, it's not like build ka ng sarili mong website. I mean, kung makaka-build ka ng sarili mong website, it's better. But if you can't build your own website, at least build your GitHub repository, no? GitHub repository and also LinkedIn, no? Kasi yun yung parang it's a must ngayon, no? Na required na dapat meron kang LinkedIn, meron ka ring GitHub. Kasi doon makikita kung okay, meron ka mga gantong na-try na project, ganito na-try na personal project, and so on and so on. And then doon, at least magkakaroon agad ng overview ano na yung mga na-try mo. And then sa interview, doon na yung next na mga additional information and all about, ima-market mo na yung sarili mo doon sa interview. Now, so number 5, breaking into tech. Breaking into tech, it's like, paano ka ba makakapasok sa IT industry, no? Diyan na pumapasok yung mga opportunities like internship, no? Merong mga entry or junior level position that you can apply for kung nagsisimula pa lang kayo. Try to apply, no? Wag kayong matakot na mag-fail. So, you can take yung pag-fail nyo as your lesson, no? As your stepping stone, no? Kasi ako ganun eh. So, mas gusto ko nga pagka mas marami ako na interview, mas good sa akin eh. Kahit mag-fail ako. Why? Kasi nga, pagka nagpe-fail ako, nalalaman ko ano yung mga, bakit ako lagi nagpe-fail? Dahil ba paulit-ulit yung ginagawa ko sa interview? So, if that's the case, I might gonna do something different on the next interview. So, parang ganun yung idea ko. So, parang every interview kinukuha ko yan as my experience just to evaluate ano yung mga possible part na gusto kong gawin. Possible kong i-improve and mga possible kong tanggalin. So, ganun yung idea ko when it comes to interview. Kasi ako, even I'm a senior developer, no? A senior software engineer. Pagka nag-a-apply ako ng job, hindi ako lagi nakaka-interview. Hindi ako lagi nakakukuha. So, maraming rejects pa rin yan. No? And for me, that's normal. No? I'm just gonna continue passing my resume to job hunting website. No? And it doesn't matter for me kung magpa-fail ako or not. The thing is, as long as napasa ko yon and then naka-grab ako ng interview, that's good for me. I mean, no matter what happened, mag-fail man ako or not, that's still good. So, number 6, no? Common misconception, no? Dapat magaling ka sa math, dapat nagko-code ka na talaga, no? Or dapat nagdodota ka, or dapat computer games ka bago ka mag-IT, no? So, those are the misconception na kailangan nating alisin, no? If you will start your career sa IT or ComSci, you don't need to be a genius sa math. At least siguro mga basic, no? Yung mga addition, yung mga sum, and so on and so on. Pero kasi pagkadating naman pagka mga computer science kayo, it's more on algorithm. So that, yon dun siguro, at least dapat medyo maalam-alam kayo sa math. Pero you don't need to be a genius. Kasi ako, kahit right now, hindi ako ganun kagaling sa math. So may mga times, especially pagka mga low level na or let's say mga algorithms na medyo hindi ako familiar, ayun may mga math thing na nangyayari. So, hindi ko pa rin siya ganun naiintindihan. Pero when I try to code that, doon ko siya naiintindihan. Kung paano siya nag-work, kung paano siya, okay, ganito pala siya, ganito siya. So, ngayon, number 7, ano ba yung parang typical work environment na nangyayari sa IT industry, no? So, nangyayari sa IT industry kasi may mga different kinds of roles yan. May mga PM, may mga QA, may mga developers, may mga CTO, CEO, product owner, and so on and so on. May kanya-kanya kayong role. So, syempre sa developer, pagka-developer ka, focus ka on translating lahat ng mga business requirements na nandoon sa task mo. So priority mo na transform yan into code or into application or feature. No? So mga QA naman, sila naman yung bahala sa pag-QA or quality assurance. Sa mga PM naman, sila naman bahala mag-manage ng team. May capacity ka ba? Naka-lead ka ba? Ganto ganyan. Si product owner naman, yung nagbibigay, siya naman yung nakikipag-usap sa mga executives na hey, this is our timeline for this specific features to finish and so on, and then i-relay lang yan sa buong team. Sa pagiging software developer, once you finish your task, you can do whatever you want to do na. So parang you have a free time, especially if you work faster, no? Pagka natapos mo na yung mga tasks mo, pwede ka nang gumawa ng kung ano-ano. So I think that's the edge ng pagiging software developer, no? And then it's very flexible in my opinion. So, and then pagdating naman sa work-life balance is like it depends on the people, no? So kasi if you only focus on the work, mas madali kang mababurnout. Pero if you try to do just work, yung pinaka strict time lang ng work, and then the rest is other stuff na, hindi ka masyadong mababurnout. No? Sa akin kasi last time kung napanood yung video ko, na burnout lang ako kasi parang 1 month ako nag-focus sa work na hindi ko na nagagawa yung ibang bagay. And then, that's the bad thing. Okay? And I want you guys to avoid that. Kasi nga, kaya ako nagawa yun is because I have a high expectation. That's why nangyari yun. Pero, right now, I'm all good. I'm right on track na. So, it's good. So, last but not the least is yung career growth. So, career growth is something that it's very important sa software development or software engineer. Kasi, kaya ang IT or CS, walang mga board exam yan, mga boss. Kasi wala yung fix na knowledge, no? Lagi yan nag-e-evolve every day. Every day, every week, every month, every year, nag-e-evolve lagi ang IT industry. That's why there's no board exam, no? So, bakit napaka-importante yung career growth or yung pag-enhance nung na mga skills nyo? It's because, gaya ng sabi ko, hindi stagnant yung IT, no? Yung IT industry, hindi siya stagnant yung sa knowledge niya. So, nag-e-evolve yan na nag-e-evolve. Dapat nag-e-evolve din kayo na nag-e-evolve. Dapat sinasabayan nyo siya. It's better if you always enhance yung skills nyo. At least every day, every 1 week, or every month, as long as you always try to enhance kung ano yung current skills nyo. And that's one of the most important thing na kailangan nyong gawin as a software engineer. Kasi yan din yung makakatulong sa inyo to meet a higher position and a higher salary. I think that's it, mga boss. And if you have more question, you can message me sa Facebook page ko na Code with Boss Rod or sa TikTok na Boss Rod TV. And see you in the next episode. Bye!